Morning. Welcome back to Owl's Assets. We love stuff and things, fixing broken bits and bobs and utilizing everything. But if it's broke, we'll fix it up. And if it's rough, we'll make it perfect. Sit back, relax, and watch the vid. I'm sure you'll find it worth it. I'm back with the fences and bits and bobs. Have to give the state of the caravan or trailer, whatever you want to call it, camper van. Anyway, that's going to get turned into a little tiny home when my workshop, which is over there, is finished. Both of which are going to go on the channel. Yeah, fences got coloured. There's Gabe and over there and Hundley. Gabe's the blonde one. Hundley's the three-legged dachshund. So I coloured these up, and now they look incredibly tidy, which is great. Just got the landscaping to go on that, which I don't think is going to happen this visit, but I will get there. So at the moment, the disastrous room. Literally, this was like a kids camp out place, minus that bench which we had to build to house all the tools and stuff. I need to organise a load of stuff anyway. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Now I wanted to do this because when I do get around to sorting this out, it'll have some of the original features, but the whole of the camper van, from wooden floor to wooden walls to wooden roof, will be gone, which will be great. And we're going to show you the whole thing. I'll make that a little mini series of its own, might even give it its own channel, you never know. Anyway, that's the dog pen fence over there, which is coming out rather nicely. Now the purpose of this video today is to show you what I'm doing. Hang on a minute, I've got to get a screwdriver bit. Let's just pick up the packet, shall we? Here we go. Heat snapping these. Some of the wood I milled for the posts that we're screwing into is immensely tough, and the screws I'm using are like really long drywall screws, because screws over in America are really expensive. Who knew? Right, if you excuse the lard butt trying to climb over the fence in a second, I'll come and grab you again. Switch. Right, so this is how this works at the moment. We have a bar on the inside of the post. My posts are 3 inches because we're trying to conserve wood. We literally, all we have to pick, sorry about the hum by the way, that's the little window aircon unit we've got to go in there, because our main AC is packed up, and I will put the new AC coming in back on YouTube as well. Right, anyway, wire mesh doesn't need to be super fine. This is dogs and pig after all, none of which can fit through this. So we've got 4 bars, 2, 3, 4, and a capping piece. That, I tell you what, that makes all the difference to the way this thing looks. Anyway, we've got these bars, and what they're doing is holding this mesh tight across this span. Kind of like the metal bars do on the fence that I've got just sticking out the side of here for the chicken pen that I've got to dig out at some point. Right, coming back over the fence in a second. Shortly after, I grab one of my screwdriver bits because I exploded the last one. Put it in my screwdriver and whoop, drive my last screw in. Hopefully it'll be alright. Wow, that's loud. Ah, they fit those screws perfectly. A little bit too good, if you ask me. Right, now I'm holding the mesh on temporarily with poop staples. They don't do a bad job. They do deform a little bit because of the mesh, so you get this sort of wrinkled effect, but they do the job. Eventually what I'm going to do is get a thinner piece of wood behind it, kind of like these, but horizontal. And we've got to, it's a lot of work. I haven't got time right now because I'm leaving in 4 days now, go back to England. So I'm going to put a bar across each one of these, same as I did these, and then that'll hold everything in. Right, the bottom sticks out, and I don't know if you can see under there. See if I can. Right, I've got shuttering at the back. I'm just going to concrete over these things or up to them or whatever. Doesn't really matter. It's under the deck, so it won't really be seen. And literally going to pour a foundation for this. Probably going to come to about come to here. Same as I did those. But this one's going to be raised because it's going along. And this bit's sunken by the house where it gets washed away because we haven't got any guttering on this, because it's a cheap old trailer. And eventually we'll get replaced by a proper house. Anyway, coming back over the fence. So the pour is going to be quite deep down that end. I'll show you on the other end in a minute. Oh, lovely. Wow. Okay, so. Right, this is how the mesh starts off. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up very well or not, but I'll do my best. Okay, let's put it about there. That'll do us. You'll be able to see that. Right. So I've got this and a bit of wood. And literally, what we're doing, kneeling on it, and just pulling sides up. Now, I'm a guitarist, and my fingers are built like stainless steel, so bending this stuff is no problem for me. Now if you want to do this, you may need a pair of pliers, which is fine. Not everyone's a musician. You train your fingers to do things that other people shouldn't. Right. The other thing is, if you want to bend it and you don't have a bit of wood, these things are great. Plus, if you count the teeth in, you can make measurements off of this, or just mark it with a marker or something. Right, now I need to measure the gap. Make sure I get the other end exactly where I need it. So, 59 inches. Okay. I'm going to go from there to 59 inches. I'm going to rebend it. So it's ½ inch past this, which you take just send it first and go back to the other one. So ½ inch past there. There. Goes up. Now if you start in the middle and work your way out, you won't crinkle your wire mesh or tension it in a way that you can't get any lumps or anything. This is all fine. Right, just going to do the other end. Slightly underdid it. Get it wrong. Just get a piece of wood. So roll it flat and then do it where you need. I don't worry too much about the little kinks, because when you screw your panel up to the wood will be stretched. Plus, if you don't like the look of your little kinks, you can always hammer them out at this point. I'll show you. Dropping that in. Interesting. Must be down there. Okay. Rubber mallet. I don't want to climb over that fence more times than I have to. There we go. Nice and easy. Always easy with turrets. Down for a second. There for a second. There we go. That's where we want it. Doesn't take much to put it right if you do go wrong. Don't be afraid to change something. Don't try and live with it and make it different. Always best to prep and then get it right. Okay, so here we go again. Rather awake man, climbing over fence. Right, and this is why I haven't been filming. You see this? I'm already sweating, I'm in the shade, it's around about 9:30 in the morning, it's not that hot. I tell you, it's really, really humid here at the moment. And it is not a pretty sight when it gets going. I pour, it's horrible. Yeah, I've been trying to save you from the sweaty mess that is me. Right, now, hold it in place, staple gun, I'll probably run out by the way. Because you know, I'm on camera. Get it where you want it. That's about right. Make sure that your corner is in the corner. And just staple it on, right. Put one at the top so you're up into the mesh and it will hold the mesh up. And then once you've got your mesh up and everything's where you want it, it won't move. And then you can work on it without having to worry too much about whether it's going to shift on you. Anyway. I'd like to add a staple every 4 or so, just to keep the mesh flat with the wood. It stops the there we go, run out. Stops the pig and the dogs having something to grab hold of and rip the fence off, because they can't really get behind it. Just using up my broken collection of hoops, because you know we have dogs and every time you try and put something down they run off with it, chew it up and bring it back, which is great. If you're really lucky they won't bring it back. Or leave it somewhere where you can't find it. Now, just remember, when you're stapling your mesh on, to staple where you're going to eventually have wood, so you can cover the staples, because you don't want it to look a mess. There we go. Right. Job's on. Now, apart from the actual apart from the actual making of the fence, this bit's actually quite quick, and if you've got pets, this is actually quite a nice way to do this. I'm gonna quickly move you so you can see what I'm up to. Let's put you down there for a second. Is that about right? There you go, that looks pretty good. There we go. So, just ram your bit all the way up. I've made these 4 foot. The fence is pretty much 4 foot out of the ground. So these are just going to be 4 foot and done. Tap it in. Make sure you squash the stuff down. If you did that with a hammer, not the back end of your drill, would be good. Right, you just screw them on, and they've got your mesh. And luckily with this post, where's my hammer? There it is. Don't like smashing my nylon packs around. But these must. Flatten it out a bit. Knock it in as much as you can. Hold it with the other hand to pinch it. Make sure you've got screws in the thing before you put it up. Go. Job's done. It's getting harder the further I get down. I might have to drill a couple. That's the other thing, don't be afraid to pilot something. Don't need to with these ones, they seem to be going in alright. Right. I've got one to do over there. And then this one's done, ready for concrete. Here we go. There's my hammer. Yeah. So, put it all the way up. Lock it in. Both ways, by the way. Try and flatten your mesh out, make it uniform to your post. Oh, I don't know what one to play. There we go, right. Do your top one first, because then it'll hang, then you can push it in and work your way down to make sure everything gets in the right place. Yeah. You can pin it into place a little bit in what you're doing. Or you can just screw it all the way in. Alright, yeah, best to work down from the top though. Get more even finish. Anyway. Yep, that needs drilling. You can hear the impact driver chattering. Let's see what this one does. Oh, directions. Okay, that one's alright. So we just need to drill out that one. Now if you have a good impact driver, I've got to say the Bosch are excellent for that. Your impact driver won't give up before the screw does. If you just pilot it, they go straight in. Always nice. Anyway, so now I have no way out because I've got nothing to stand on. Oh dear. Anyway, so that's the idea. And then underneath you can see my mesh is lower than the shuttering for it, all the way along, nice and level. And then we just fill it in and we capture the bottom of the mesh in the concrete. Now, if you capture your mesh in dirt, the dog's going to A, dig it up, B, it'll go rotten really quickly. Let's see. Then you'll have bits of mesh sticking out of your grass forever, which you can't get out. You know, just whack it into concrete. Doesn't matter if, even if it's only like a 2-inch strip or something, you know, as long as it's in concrete and not the ground. It'll also help your concrete to stay strong. It's always good. Right, okay, I'm coming out again. Overweight, sweaty man trying to climb over a fence without a foothold. This should be fun. Oh, almost. Right. There we go. This finish, this is a water seal product. It's very waxy when it's done, so if you land on it you kind of slide, which is fun. Anyway, so from the side that everyone sees, your mesh is neatly outlined by your wood, and it doesn't look atrocious. It does look nice and tidy because your mesh is also uniformed, which is great. Now, down the bottom of that bit over there, it'll end up like this bit down here. I'm going to do the same to this and put a little concrete surround around it, but I might put rocks in the concrete to break it up a little bit, like river rock or something. But as you can see, this is, there's a depth to it, and then it runs into the ground up there because we wanted our fence to stay a little bit level. And it also strengthens the fence because you've only then got 4 foot all the way around sticking out, which is good. Makes it a lot easier to maintain because you have something to cut up against or cut over. And the nice thing about this is if you make this around about a foot or a foot and a half wide, look at that pig hair, you can mow straight the way along here with a push mower or a garden mower or a tractor, and you have room just to make the grass neat without even having to edge. It's great. We have so much land to maintain that we really had to start making things to cut down on the amount of maintenance we have to do. You may notice the place is a bit of a tip at the moment. Several projects underway. Tidy up day coming in a couple of days before we go. Then I'll give you a walk round. Yeah, so we put a parasol over the tractor because of the baby birds that are in there at the moment. They were getting way too hot. So when the sun goes over at midday, by midday, where they are in there is undercover. It's all good. I'll tell you how hot it is. This dog has been shedding now for 3 months. Look at this. Look at it. It's like a yak. is. He's Tennessee salamander. Aren't they great? Look at him. They look like little gummies. Isn't he sweet? Right. I need to put him somewhere I'm not mowing. So here we go. Let's get him in there. Oh, he's both. Right, let's shift that. You see the colour of his belly? Yeah, the colour of his belly is like luminous. I wonder if this is why the Tennessee voles are orange.
I don't know.
East Tennessee Millipede Fest. How cool is that? Just thought I'd do a quick catch up on the birdies. I've a little umbrella up to keep the heat off of them because they were sure looking a little messed up. Oh, hello. Oh, isn't that cool? Starting to get little feathers and stuff now. Right, okay, so we got all the wood from the mill down to the burn pile. It's a lot of wood, 3 months worth of offcuts. It's quite scary the amount of waste you make with that. You can use them for things, but we haven't got any projects to use them on at the moment, and they are cluttering up the work, so we've had to get rid of them. Right, we have tidied up best we can. Mrs. has still got some more to do, but she's helped me clear an awful lot. Garden's now nice and empty, and all ready for 3 months' time when I'm back here. And we did manage to get a bit of landscaping done. There you go. There's our little front piece to the driveway. Oh, sweet. What do you reckon? And our standard Nevermore Acres throw on the end. Alright, we're all tidied up. Right, these are the beams that I've been making the workshop out of. And I'm afraid that's it for now. I am heading, the car is running, I am now heading to the airport, and this is going to be a sad bit, so I'll see you later on. Good luck with your endeavours, everybody. I'll see you soon.
4 days later.